Now, it's been 3 years since I've made an airport update video, and if I'm being quite honest, not much has changed with the airport itself, but I have expanded my collection a little bit. I've acquired some new aircraft, but I've decided to refocus on the airport this summer, and this is the product of that. I've decided to focus on a new airport, which I think would be great to continue because of how simple the layout is. I would love to make a real scale model of Geneva, which I was lucky enough to fly through this summer on my way back from Europe, but stay tuned for more trip reports. Yeah. First aircraft that we have in this update is a Delta 767-300. This is the non-extended range version, which is actually irrelevant right now because I believe Delta has retired all of them. Now all of them are the ER versions with the winglets, so this aircraft really isn't realistic anymore, and I had this for probably 5 or 6 years. But yeah, this is a Delta 767-300. It's just getting its final passengers on. The toe is about to be attached, and it'll be flying out to JFK as Flight 99. Next to that, we have the first new model of this update. It's the Air France E170 made by Herpa. I wish Herpa did make more 1-400 models because they do make pretty cool airline aircraft combinations for their 1-500 scale aircraft, but this one is going to be flying out to Paris as Air France 1243. And next to that, we have another model and yet another inaccurate aircraft. We have a TAP Portugal A319. This one will be heading out to Porto as Air Portugal 939. This aircraft is painted in the Euro 2004 livery, which, according to my math, is 20 years ago. So this livery is very irrelevant, and I believe this aircraft, Charlie Sierra Tango Tango Juliet, I believe is the registration, has been scrapped. So this aircraft isn't even flying anymore, but TAP does still fly their A319s to Geneva. So this one's just getting its catering and fuel and passengers, and will be heading out to Porto later today. And just pushing back from gate 4, we have a United 757-200, and this one will be flying out to Newark on the return leg as United 957. I actually got to fly on this United flight in real life. This aircraft is not accurate for this route. United doesn't fly the 757 to Geneva. They fly the 767-300 ER usually, and sometimes they'll send the 400. Continental used to fly the 767-200s to Geneva, so it makes sense that they would keep the 767 on this route. Continental back in the day did used to fly the 757-200 to a lot of the European destinations with less demand, but in need of a longer range aircraft, so the 757 was pretty perfect for that. Moving on to another Star Alliance carrier, we have a TAP Portugal A319. This one is another new model which came in the same set as that Euro 2004 livery A319. I believe these were made by Dragon Wings. It's a set of 2, which is really cool. I found it on eBay for a pretty good deal, so I just had to get it. But this one's going to be heading out to Lisbon as Air Portugal 941. And right here we have a Swiss A320 Neo with the red nose livery. This one is going to be heading out to Geneva as Swiss 2801. Swiss does not fly many A320s to Geneva. They fly mostly the A220 and the occasional A330 for New York and I think Boston. And they also fly a couple of A320 flights a day, but it's mostly A220s. And concluding the aircraft at the terminal, we have the first wide body of this video. We have a Swiss A330-200 in the old colors. This is the Dragon Wings model, I believe from 2002. So this is a very early Swiss model. This is the livery that I think they introduced right after Swissair filed for bankruptcy in the early 2000s. It's just getting its catering, cargo, fuel, and passengers on board, and will be heading out to New York JFK as Flight 22. And right here at the hard stand, we have a Boeing 737-800 in the Boeing house colors. I got this model at the Boeing factory in Seattle, and it has been on this channel before. But this one is, I'm just going to say, a Boeing business jet or private jet, and we'll be heading out to Lyon later today. And that transitions us very nicely into the final aircraft of this update. We have a Continental 777-200ER in the Peter Max colors. This is my favorite special livery of all time. I used to fly Continental all the time when I was a little kid, before obviously they merged with United in 2011. And this one is more of just like a special appearance. I wanted to have it in a video because obviously these things don't fly anymore. I mean, this aircraft I think flies for United now, but Obviously it's not in this livery, but yeah, this one will be heading back out to Newark. Unfortunately, I don't know the flight number for this. Actually, we'll send it to Washington Dulles. Why not? Because United operates a couple times daily to Geneva from Washington Dulles, and I think once daily from Newark, so that's pretty cool, this Continental. And that concludes this airport update for Geneva International Airport. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos, but it's nice to be making them again. And hopefully this is the first of many to come. I'm definitely going to try to get some EasyJet, which is the biggest operator at Geneva. EasyJet Switzerland flies out of Geneva as its main hub. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's good to be back, like I said, and look forward to more content to come. Thanks for watching.